Mike, so how did you know? So how do you know that what you did was meth?
I don't. By the taste, I assumed it was, but and by the effect.
Did you? What if it was fentanyl and you
I
died?
know,
By the
I
way,
know, I know, I know. Yes, that's the same thing I'm thinking, and I thought immediately after I snorted it.
oh, you idiot!
Yeah, like,
And then you just die.
and then
Hold
I
on,
just clocked out of work and left.
hold on, Mike.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes,
How
yes.
could a drug user forget their drugs?
I know, I know. Well, I think it was just like left over. It was just like a little bit on the table, and then
This is a careless meth head.
yes, yes, very much so. The housekeeper is like, "Oh yeah, there's this room up there, and I think they were doing drugs." Like, what room? I better go inspect it right away.
You volunteered and then you found it.
They're like, "What room? What room? Oh, they might be doing some shady stuff in there. I better go check it out."
Dude, you must have been pretty bored that yesterday.
And I cleaned up.
Being bored at work.
It was actually like 2 weeks ago now. I think it was like right, yeah, not last week, but the week before last.
Oh, okay.
How'd you sleep that night?
I did not. But I think did I have the next day off? No, I just didn't sleep. It's fine.
Living large, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Living the dream.
It was pretty
Yes.
rough.
So some jobs offer like 401ks and stuff like that, but this job at least has
The
when
perks.
you find math. Yeah, that's a good perk.
Well, couldn't you get fired if you did that?
Yeah. Well, being on, I don't think you're allowed to be on drugs at work. So that's number one.
They don't make exceptions for meth,
I don't think so.
That's not legal in California.
doesn't it? Wouldn't that make you a better worker?
I don't know if it's
kind of.
Yes, definitely. It definitely does. And that is one of my biggest concerns is I am more efficient on drugs than when I'm not. But
You don't want to set
whatever,
a precedent.
I got to forget that.
Yeah.
That.
Sure, you are.
Yeah.
It feels like yes.
I got all types of promotions in my early 20s to 25. I had a great job. Again, I got all there through the power of drugs for sure.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, unfortunately, you weren't born a freak.
No, thank God. Although
You
you
could've
did call me a pinhead for most of my younger years, but that's fine.
Pinhead.
He was saying
who's there's somebody else that uses that as like an insult. It's like Bill Maher.
Don
Oh no,
Rickles.
but Bill O'Reilly. Pinhead of the week or something like that.
Pinhead of
Bill
the week.
O'Reilly. Yeah.
I was big into
not want to be
freaks.
Pinhead of the week. That was a fucking nightmare.
A big book for our friend circle was Freaks, We Who Were Not As Others. And we would read that
You got a
all the
freak book?
time. And we would look at the pictures of the freaks.
Yeah.
We got it at the library, and there was no American freak as good as Joseph Merrick, the Elephant Man.
John Merrick.
Well, it's funny you should say that because in real life, his name was Joseph Merrick, but in the movie, his name is John Merrick. So you just embarrassed yourself so much.
I'm gonna go take a nap now and kill myself.
But I mean, what John can't be short for, and I guess Joe would be short for Joseph. He can't really be a John Joseph.
No,
I don't know
that'd be
why
ridiculous.
this is the way it is, but this is just the way it is.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
They had to change it to John. Anyway, so this is a real story. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know Anthony Hopkins' real name?
It was also Treves, right?
Philip Anthony Hopkins.
In real life, his name is Philip Anthony Hopkins.
No, I didn't know.
Isn't that weird? Phil Hopkins. That's a cool name. Phil Hopkins. Anthony. Funny.
Wow. This is why people tune in.
Name trivia. Now, David Lynch, this is a great name. Lynch, to lynch someone. It's such a cool name.
All right.
We're doing an episode on the Elephant Man because R.I.P. David Lynch. And I got to say, there was a bunch of movie podcasts last week that did their David Lynch episodes. And they would do they play like jazz music and then like talk backwards. And there's just this thing about David Lynch, like whenever someone has to make like an interview, like a movie nerd, like does an interview with David Lynch for like the BBC or like some like shitty cable network, they have to do this like faux mediocre David Lynch
a little
homage.
sketch.
And it's like, yeah, they have to have like the footage backwards, and they have to have like stock footage of like smoke and like video footage of like a cigarette.
We're not going to be stooping to that level, of course.
And then it's like a guy in a leather jacket, like, I'm here in Hollywood at Bob's Big Boy to talk to David Lynch, director of the new film Lost Highway. And it's like, you know, very 90s.
That's cool.
Yeah, that sounds
You,
totally lame.
you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah,
Just trying to be supportive of you right now, honestly.
I understand the words that you're saying, just not totally sure what they mean all put
You know,
together.
oh yeah, totally. Maybe you should try talking backwards to fucking know what you're talking about.
What I should have done was practice this speech. Then you would have
Yeah.
believed me. So yeah, Elephant Man. Now, Adam, you've never seen this movie before,
Oh, really?
That's correct.
and you call yourself a cinephile.
Well, I thought I was, but I was fucking dead wrong apparently.
Yeah. How many times have you seen Billy Madison?
Oh man. In the theater? Just kidding.
I think Billy Madison or I think Elephant Man would have liked a movie like Billy Madison because Elephant Man, he's a young guy. That's the thing about this movie. He's a young incel. He's a man child. He's experiencing life. And we can all relate to the Elephant Man because in our own way, each and every one of us, we're each a little freak.
Oh yeah. In the sheets, you saying?
And the sheets under a burlap sack.
How much did you pay to see his cock?
Yeah, Mike was asking that.
You asked that question, but I'm confused by this question because in the movie they make it very clear his genitals are perfectly normal.
I missed that part, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like that happens within like the first 20 minutes of the movie because like he gets examined nude in front of all these doctors.
So I got
And they're
kind of a
like-
reverse Elephant Man situation going on, I guess, because
You
I
got
got
an
a lot-
elephant trunk.
I got a lumpy hog. I got a bulbous lumpy hog.
Now we should talk about this with the Elephant Man. Now, the name Elephant Man given to him by his freak show owner, the marketer. This is one of the
Ed.
all-time great brandings of any freak in history, the Elephant Man. I mean, it's such a great name because he doesn't really look like an elephant.
Yeah, I kind of thought he was when he finally like takes the thing off. I kind of thought he was gonna have something that was elephant like, big ears, big nose. Maybe his hog could. Yeah, if he had a big hog, it would be like that's the elephant part, you know.
His arm's kind of like a trunk hanging off from there, too long.
True.
He's got a bulbous head like an
He's
elephant.
got a giant head. His back is all fucked up. Now, the makeup in this movie, they did real
That's what I wanted to know.
casts from actual, or they did real molds from actual casts of the Elephant Man that they had in this hospital in London.
Oh, so this is like what the Elephant Man looked like.
More or less, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, when you look
there's
at when you look
photo.
at pictures of him, yeah, you can see it looks pretty good.
Why did he have? Because when he had the bag on his head, the one eye hole, which looks cool,
Yes.
but it made me be like, oh, he must have only like one good eye. But then he takes off. It's like, dude, you could have cut the like you're already the Elephant Man. You don't have to have like make it harder on yourself. Just have two eye holes.
Or maybe like a Geordie LaForge slit
Ooh, that'd be cool.
across
I would
the
like
top.
that.
so
Yeah.
you could see clearly, you know.
I
Yeah.
think what he should have done was wear another mask of a normal person like the Ninja Turtles.
Ooh, cool. Yeah.
But it would just be like a giant normal head
Yeah.
because his
Like,
head was so
hello.
big. Yeah.
It's like going to the store.
A
A regular person.
Now, this is all about David Lynch, you know, RIP, he died. Illuminati
he?
got him. See, this is his second movie. He had made a movie called Eraserhead,
Wow, this is only his second movie?
and then this was his follow-up. Eraserhead was a big midnight success, a big midnight movie. Everybody was seeing it. It's very it made a lot of money considering how uncommercial it was. It basically invented the midnight movie. And then Mel Brooks somehow got the script for Elephant Man and he wanted to make it serious film. Someone talked to David Lynch. David Lynch like just loved the idea of Elephant Man. Like when he heard the name, he was like, "Oh, I got to do this. I got to do this." And it's an unusual movie for him because it's like it's essentially a biopic. This is a celebrity biopic. This is no different than a movie about who's a really famous celebrity.
Robbie
Uh,
Williams
the
is
Better
the
Man,
chimp.
the Chimp movie, or Rocket Man with Elton John, or Bohemian Rhapsody about Queen. So
Uh,
David Lynch made a fucking biopic, but he did it his own way. He got Final Cut. Mel Brooks let him do his own thing. Mel Brooks also let him. Mel Brooks did a smart thing. He kept his name off the poster, so it wouldn't look like a comedy.
That's smart. Yeah.
That is
Well, yeah,
smart.
because most of the movie's pretty like feels like a regular movie. You know what I mean? It's in black and white, but it's like it has like good touches and stuff to it, but it feels like a regular movie. But then there's a couple of sequences that are like
Trippy, darkly trippy.
Lynchian. This is a phrase I'm coining tonight is Lynchian. So that's a new nobody said that before. So but I would describe some of these sequences like the opening as Lynchian.
And what defines Lynchian to you?
Um like nightmare logic, like kind of ambiguous imagery and editing and like a flowy dream-like thing.
Dream, huh?
Dreams.
Dreams. Now, David Lynch loved to dream. He was a dreamer. I guess you could say all his movies are dreams. And that's the end of our podcast. Thank you for listening.
Damn, you should
So
have saved that for the end. Yeah.
the the opening scene, it's like a depiction of the Elephant Man story. There's like weird shots of elephants walking in black and white in like a circus, but like in a black soundstage, and then you see like a woman get like fall on the ground and she's screaming, and it's like the sound sounds like a Eraserhead.
Yeah, and the
It's
way
just
the
that,
ladies like shake going back and forth or whatever, like
and it's like
that was pretty
blurry slow
awesome.
motion.
Yeah.
It's very evocative, and it goes to show you, David Lynch was really good at working on a small budget because this is all
Yeah.
he had made was a small budget, like a low budget film. So
That's very yeah, he like that scene of like a like on in the script it's like a woman gets stomped to death by an elephant, but he shot it in like this very easy way where this one no woman actually got stomped, if you can believe it.
he was evocative. Now,
Kind of
Tony
movie magic.
Hopkins, Phil Hopkins, Sir Anthony Hopkins, he was considered to be one of the great actors, but he wasn't super famous. He was in a movie called Magic. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's a movie where Anthony Hopkins plays a ventriloquist, and the ventriloquist in him are like he's a performer, he's a ventriloquist. The dummy is like crazy, and he talks to the dummy, and he does the voice of the dummy. It's a really good
Okay. That's
thriller,
shit.
but I guess he was in some prestigious things in the '60s and '70s. I never saw him.
Maybe like on
This
stage or something. Did he?
He did stage
Yeah.
work and shit, and he wanted David Lynch fired. I can't figure out
Tony,
why.
Phil.
You cannot find an interview with Anthony Hopkins discussing the movie. At least I wasn't able to. I don't think he had a good time making this movie. I think he wanted a very experienced classic English director, and David Lynch kind of threw him off because he's like, "Who is this dumb American guy?"
Yeah, with a weird
Midwestern
voice and
dude.
shit.
Hey, how's it going? He's like used to like he's worked with like Laurence Olivier, Richard
Yeah, that's a good
Attenborough.
guess. That's a good guess.
Me?
The guess. Yeah.
He actually
Hey, you
was
big guy.
he was the understudy of Laurence Olivier. Adam, I read the Wikipedia.
Did they suck each other off?
Well, that's what British boys do to their mentors.
That's what I'm saying.
So Tony Hopkins, I guess, didn't like working with David Lynch, but David Lynch is very lucky because the cast in the movie is incredible. All the actors are amazing. Anthony Hopkins, Sir John Gielgud, John Hurt as the Elephant Man. Now, John Hurt,
John Hurt is the Elephant Man.
tons of interviews with him. He's very proud of the movie. This is one of his first big roles. I think David Lynch got lucky. I mean, like really lucky with this cast. Like, you don't have to do shit. Just put the camera, put it on the actor, and let them do their thing because they probably have way more experience acting and making movies than David Lynch did at the time. He probably had no fucking idea
Yeah,
what was
sure.
going on.
Something I really love about the Elephant Man, the character of the Elephant Man, is he seems like he's like a gentleman or whatever, but he also
Oh,
he just seems like a sweet guy, and that to me is the reason why this movie works really well. Seems like
he's the
I
classic
like
puss
sweet.
tard.
Yeah, I
You
like
know,
little pussies. I like
he's a
little
puss tard.
retarded
He's
pussy.
he's similar to Little Nicky or Billy Madison, or he could. I
Yeah,
mean, it's basically he's a man child. He's an
Little Nicky
incel.
is a good one. Yeah,
He's the ultimate incel.
sure, sure.
He
Hey,
never had sex.
he got a little action in the movie.
Get a little peck on the whatever you call that thing, his fucked up lip.
Yeah, and Anne Bancroft kissed him on the cheek.
Yeah.
He has dog lips, right? His lips are thick, and he has like little tentacles sticking out of his lips.
Flaps. He got flaps.
Ugh.
Dude. You
It
guys
would
are
be cool if an elephant just kicked his mother around and like smashed her and
so why
stomped on her, and
yeah,
then his head came out like that.
I was wondering if that's what was going on with the opening. If it was like his mom got stomped on by an elephant and then he came out looking like that.
Apparently, in the real story, that was the story of how it happened to the Elephant Man. That his mom was kicked over when she was
Oh, I see,
pregnant by an elephant, and that was the story of how it happened.
But it's not true. You're saying.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I assume she fucked an elephant in that scene, but I guess that's
Oh,
probably not true either.
Kind of a Mr. Hands situation.
Yeah.
do you think anyone's ever done that?
Yes,
Oh, you could fuck an elephant, but and if an elephant fucked you, I don't know.
I think both have happened.
Isn't that part of Freddy Got Fingered? I know he jerks off an elephant,
Yeah.
right? And the
Yes.
elephant comes.
No, it's a horse. It's a horse.
Yeah, it's
But
a
at the
horse,
end,
horse,
there's an elephant.
horse.
Oh yeah. You're right. When they
Oh,
go
when
sew
they're
the,
in
when they sew the soccer balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Tom Green documentary?
I haven't seen it yet.
I watched like the first 20 minutes. I got bored. It was very nostalgic.
He's
I
got
like
a-
seeing Phil and the other
Glenn.
guy. Yeah, Glenn.
Glenn,
yeah,
yeah.
his name. Yeah, that was nice
He-
to see them
He's got a special too that dropped at
and
the
his
same time.
parents. Like a comedy special.
Yes. On
Oh.
time.
I got to see that.
Got a twofer.
According to that documentary about Tom Green, directed by Tom Green invented television. He invented comedy.
Reality
He-
TV.
He invented everything. He invented Joe Rogan. He invented Jackass. I mean, he kind of did, but there's clips in this movie where his business manager is like, Tom Green is maybe the most brilliant television broadcaster I've ever met. You know, we used to go to the Museum of Television and we would watch classic Steve Allen bits and David Letterman, and we would just study TV. And then they cut to like footage of Tom Green, like in a scuba suit at a water fountain, like swimming in the water fountain, like screaming and yelling. And it's like,
He's a brilliant man.
I think Tom Green is more of a like the he like willed his celebrity status. You know, like he was like a monkey who figured out how to like drive a car and like become like the most powerful monkey.
He's like the first YouTube guy, like because like YouTubers do that kind of stuff.
like Fred, like he just figured it. Like he just like jostled and shook and just relentlessly attacked celebrity status, like to become a celebrity. And then he made at the time what was considered a terrible movie.
Oh, the time has been kind to that movie for sure.
And they were just like, yeah, we're done with you. That's it.
God, that movie's so funny. Freddy Got Fingered is so funny.
It's the Lynchian, right, guys?
Yeah, maybe.
Why was we already talking?
There's dream scenes. There's dream scenes.
I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to get to steer us back.
The Elephant Man. Now, when Anthony Hopkins meets him, he's just like wandering like a freak show, and he's like, he's like looking around. He sees the English bobbies, and he's like, "Oh, what's over here?" And he goes into the back entrance, and he walks past these like very lame freaks. There's like it's like a fat lady.
Yeah.
And there's like a dead baby in a jar with a cobra head.
It's like two Chinese people.
The Chinese people.
Two Chinese guys.
Yeah. Freaks.
Freaks. Oh my
And then-
God.
He gets to the Elephant Man, and they're like, This is so horrible. We have to shut it down. No one can see this." And he can't go in. And then there's like a little boy who works for the Elephant Man owner, and then or something like he figures out how to see the Elephant Man later. And the Elephant Man just lives in this like black brick, like underground hellscape. Like it's like a level in a video game. Like a demon would live there. And there's like a
Bowser's
curtain.
Castle.
Yeah, and then like or like a Resident Evil game. And then the Elephant Man's owner, Freddie Jones, who is the greatest character in the movie, the funniest guy in the movie, he does his little spiel like, "This is the Elephant Man. His mom was run over by an elephant, blah, blah, blah." And then he like reveals the Elephant Man, and we don't see him, but we just see Anthony Hopkins. And Anthony Hopkins is like, oh my God.
Right. They don't show him. Yeah.
I'm crying. I'm sad. I feel bad for the Elephant Man.
Do not take that guy to a freak show. He cannot handle it. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get the point of a freak show. You're not supposed to cry. You're supposed to be like, "Oh shit." See
After
that
that,
shit?
after that scene, and then Anthony
Mhm.
Hopkins pays the owner dude, and then the owner dude really gets close with them. It's like, "Oh, we understand each other.
We're
If
the
you-"
same.
Yeah,
We understand each other. Yeah.
Why did he say that? And he also said something about if you need anything, like I have access to a lot of things. Like, what the fuck was he going? Oh, okay.
Other freaks. I don't know.
I thought
He's
it was
just a
homo.
Because
I
he's
like
a
the-
doc. No, he's a doctor.
I like the guy who's like shutting down the Elephant Man show at the beginning, who's like,
Some
"Yes,
sort of-
this man is a freak, but this is too far." Like, yes, is this man a disgusting and horrible to look at?
It's illegal.
We can't look at this guy. The guy's standing right there. Standing right next to him.
Well, they
Like, he
consider.
can
They
hear
thought
you.
they would say crazy shit, like a woman would die if she saw him, or like a person would have a heart attack.
Oh
Like,
no, it was like women and nervous people will like
will die, or like they would say
It's
things
just
like, about the first train, like if a man went over the speed of 35 miles per hour, he would surely perish. Like they would just.
oh
They
yeah,
were
your
pussies.
guts like fly out of your butthole.
They
I
were-
think people were like much meaner back then, I think. To have a freak
Insensitive.
show and shit. Like what do you
Oh
think?
yeah. Well, this movie also is about lower society and upper society.
yeah,
right?
for sure.
And it's like it's the Victorian era. It's the era of censorship. It's the era of it's like a weird time where they were trying to be modern, but they were also all this shit was so
Yeah.
new and they didn't know how to deal with it. They also had things in the Victorian era like tablecloths had to go over the curvy legs of tables because they thought the table legs were too suggestive, sexually
Fucking
suggestive.
idiots.
So they would make sure that it would have a curtain that went over it.
Guys
For real.
a boner
But then
looking
the-
at a table like
So
I
why
kinda
not
get
just
it,
make
actually.
why not just make a square table? Why you gotta?
And then they had a thing where
bro, you gotta
But then they
check
also
out some
had-
of these table legs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't get it.
You're gonna be
They
like
had
replying to their tweets and stuff. Like
Only if they're thick.
Yeah,
Only if they're
yeah.
thick legs.
Dude, there's some thick ass legs.
Okay.
Yeah.
but they also had like rampant prostitution, child brides, like,
Everybody has syphilis and shit.
child labor. They had
But
all
was
sorts
it-
of horrible
Was everybody
shit.
mean? What or like was every era mean? like at least this mean until modern society or something like that, you think? Or
Nothing has
was it like
changed.
some
Nothing about humanity has ever changed.
No, I think people aren't having a freak show. Like elephants and shit aren't even in the like animals aren't in the circus anymore. So
I didn't know there
Okay.
was still a circus.
there are circuses, but
The
they're like
circus fell
clowns and
apart, but we have freak shows on TV. We just call it like, you know,
My 600-pound life.
whoa.
or yeah,
Oh,
Bravo.
hell yeah. Actually, you're right. I got it now.
Now we have a whole, and they do
My
the
wife
same
loves
thing.
that show.
They do the same shit the Elephant Man did, where they're like, this is scientific, this is research. You know, we're gonna watch
Yeah, you're right.
two
My wife is
ment-
like super into all the modern freak show.
mentally
She
challenged
watches a lot.
people go on
Dr. Pimple
dates.
Popper.
There's that one where yeah, like you just said, the retards date each other.
Oh, that show's awesome.
All right, well, see,
Love
you're
on the
just as
Spectrum.
bad as the poor British people.
But I'm not looking at them being like, I'm not saying like, yeah, oh God, look at these freaks. I'm saying like,
You're
oh,
just like,
this is so
there's
sweet.
hope for me.
Yeah.
There's hope for me.
I already
Yeah,
found
I mean,
love, bro. On
yeah,
the Spectrum.
a real doll.
She is my wife. We
You're
got
like
married.
the
She is
guy.
my
You're
wife.
like the cop in Scary Movie.
I'm the Japanese guy who
Doofy.
married his body pillow.
Now, so nothing about society has changed. This is my theory, but hey, maybe it's different in other places.
I mean, of course, that's a fucking thing that you could say where it's like, it's not the same. We're still like that. Like, that's your theory. Like, you act
Adam,
like it's some like big cool thing to
Adam.
say. Like you get
All I'm
you
gonna
get it,
say
man.
is this: read a little Shakespeare, read some Greek tragedies. We still have the same problems.
This is cool. You're talking cool right now.
People are still banging their mother and killing their father.
That's true. Amen to
You
that.
know,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm
I
saying,
would
fellas?
love to see a little Romeo and Juliet where they're retarded and then they kill themselves
That'd be
at the
cool.
end.
That would be good.
You know,
That'd be cool.
and who enjoys Shakespeare? Mr. Elephant Man. He does a little Shakespeare with a famous actress in the movie.
Yes. Wait, that's Anthony Hopkins. What? No, that's not his wife.
That's Mel Brooks's wife.
Anne Bancroft was Mel Brooks' wife.
Yes,
Hell yeah, Mel.
Good for him.
You're fine, dude.
he fucked her, and they have a kid, Max Brooks. They
You don't know that. You don't know that for sure.
they did the nasty, and Mel
Hell
Brooks
yeah,
was
Mel.
dressed like
Mel.
yogurt from Spaceballs.
Cool.
And Bancroft,
Dude.
of course, is in the Graduate.
Remember when that scene where she because like the upper class that Anthony Hopkins introduces the Elephant Man to, it's like
Society.
high society. They're all like very gentle and like try to be accommodating and
Christian.
make him feel good and stuff like that. And she's especially super nice to him. And they like she like introduces him to like Shakespeare and they do like this scene together.
Romeo
And
and
then
Juliet.
and it ends with like he's like, oh, and then they kiss, and then he like puts the book away, and then she like kind of gets in his face and was like, yes, they kiss, and she like lovingly like kisses him, but on the cheek. You guys ever happen to you guys? You know what I'm talking about? Where you're like with a girl and you feel like you're gonna be like getting like you're gonna start making out, and then she kisses you on the cheek, and you're like, fuck, I'm an elephant, man. I thought it.
What if you took your
that-
dick out to like get blown and the girl, instead of blowing you, just like kissed it on the side? And you're like, oh, that's something.
I
In a
would like
friendly
that.
way.
It's not nothing.
Yeah, that counts.
So anyway, I guess I'm the only one that's ever gotten a cheek kiss.
Um,
I've never read
well, you do look like the
Shakespeare,
Elephant Man.
Yeah.
Piece
You
of
got me.
garbage.
You
Now,
got me, dude.
the Elephant Man, he's sensitive. He was not used to being around women. He apparently would just fall in love with the women when he met them.
In real life. Oh yeah,
I
because
bet-
he had Anne Bancroft's photo on his nightstand or whatever when he died. He definitely was like beating off to Anne Bancroft after that cheek kiss.
He probably was so hard. His little
That'd be
elephant man
awesome if he
cock
just had
was just like
if he just
he
had
was
a
pinching a tent.
raging boner and then bottom like the
Oh,
cuts to a wide shot. You just see a huge boner after that happens.
oh, I came.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
hmm. Yes, very good, sir.
You were so very
In my
kind.
pants.
You were so very kind to my cock.
Yes.
There's this new movie called A Different Man with Sebastian Stan and this guy from a guy who kind of looks
Yeah.
like Elephant Man.
He was in
Under the Skin.
Under the Skin. Thank you.
But in the movie he's like cool and funny and like popular. And like all the girls like him and they don't like Sebastian Stan.
What? Why is that happening?
And because it's like supposed to be like because Sebastian Stan had a crazy face and then he got his face fixed, but then the girl he likes doesn't like him. She likes the ugly guy.
So this is just a complete fantasy, you're saying?
It's just a smart ass stupid A24 movie, but
Oh, okay.
I don't like these guys being happy. I want freaks to be sad.
That's a good.
Okay.
I don't want to see a
good
freak
attitude.
just like, oh, here's a funny story, and then he's like telling a story, and all the
Oh,
girls
yeah.
are laughing. It's like, come on, man, this is fucking stupid. I want to
You
see
don't
the
want
elephant.
you don't want like the Lizzo of freaks. Like all this
Ugh.
like you don't want them to be body positive too much.
I don't want him to be like a funny theater kid.
Yeah, you don't want them like getting cocky.
Now, I would like to see the Elephant Man do that, be funny, be cocky, but just bang fat chicks, like just bang like nothing
Pretty
but
cool.
just giant women, and like being like, yeah, hey, beggars can't be choosers. And he's just
Ain't
like
nothing wrong with that.
he's just going through them one after the other. And
Wait,
that's what I would.
didn't you do a lot of that?
I mean, look,
You
it's
banged a
all
lot of fat
quantity.
chicks.
Quantity is way better than quality.
Okay. Just you're saying things that I'm like, wait a minute, William did describing yourself before your current girlfriend.
Hey,
Hey, that's
this
cool,
is
man.
what you got to do in life is like an RPG. You go after the weak stuff. You go for the easy guys first, or
You
the
grind.
easy
You
checks.
gotta grind.
You gotta
You grind-
practice. You gotta practice.
You got to
on it.
grind and practice, and you got to work your way up to the final boss.
Grinding on a bunch of fatsos until you get good enough, and then you're like banging Sydney Sweeney.
You gotta bang
She's
what
the
comes
final
at you.
boss.
Being able to select a girl and be able to bang her is a skill that you have to learn.
That's true. No, I think that's honestly that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just unless you're extremely good looking. It's hard to just pick someone and fuck them.
Plus, don't forget these fat girls. They know how to rope you in. They just they
rub you in.
Rope you in. They just they're like, I will come over right
That's
now.
all it takes.
And you're like, okay, you can come over.
They know the secret.
Okay,
Well,
well,
I will come over. Yes, I'm available.
Well, we're gonna eat a pizza or something.
No, nothing. No food, no drinks, nothing. Just come
You
over.
told me,
and
wasn't there one chick
out.
that like you like she just immediately came over, you immediately had sex with her, and she just immediately left, but you'd never met her before?
Yeah, that happen all the time.
It's called a one night stand, bro. You never heard of this?
No, but this is like not even like,
that's what Tinder was.
I guess I came I missed the
that happened all the time.
Boat.
Yeah, I got to do it the old fashioned way too.
You didn't have.
I don't do online dating.
You didn't have to do anything. You would just go.
What a world.
Because it's like, look, I'm not. What am I gonna do? Like write a love note? It was like you could literally
I really
swipe.
Enjoyed our time tonight, my lady.
You would just swipe everybody, and then the one that want to come over, you're like, okay.
Yeah,
that's what happens. It's not.
It's like a lot of fun.
It's like Postmates.
That's why I've heard that dating is just really fun right now. So that sounds like it's good. Sounds good.
Yeah, man. Dating is crazy in 2025.
Especially at 40. I'm sure it must be awesome.
Yeah, totally.
All the leftover girls.
Well, apparently when I mean, they're just divorced or they're, you know.
You might as well be an elephant man at 40, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm not ageist, you know. If I was a single man, I would go, age 18 to 74. Here we go.
God, dude, have you been around 18-year-old girls? I
Who's
mean,
coming over?
it's awful. They seem like little kids.
I feel like people could get like cancel you for saying that you would fuck an 18-year-old, but you're confusing it's like you're making it weird and confusing by saying that you would also fuck a 75-year-old. So
Canceled from
I think you're
what?
okay, actually.
74, you
I'm not saying I
disgusting
would.
bastard. God, I said 74. You're sick. You're sick. Now, there was a story recently with these college kids who attacked a 24-year-old man for dating a 19-year-old girl. This is a big thing. The incels are jelly of the cool guys like me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They can't. There's a lot of right-wing conservative young men incel types who have no chance of getting laid, and they need to watch Elephant Man because he is a gentleman. This is
Yeah,
what the
you gotta be
ladies
a
want.
gent, for sure. But ladies do like that.
If the Elephant Man didn't die, he would have gotten not just one chick. He would have gotten a lot of chicks.
Dude, he fucked up at the end for sure. He waited around like another month, he probably would have got pussy.
That nurse,
I
she
know,
was starting
dude.
to take a thing to him.
Yeah, she was
The
fine.
one who screamed at the beginning, the one she
Yes.
first saw him.
Yeah, she was starting to
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah, dude, this fucking somebody needed to talk to this guy.
He was
But hey,
famous.
also,
He was-
like this is before the mystery method and stuff. So he could have put like a top hat on and a boa around his neck, and he could have done pretty well, I think, if he read the game.
What, you want him to be a professional wrestler, or what are you
No,
talking
this
about?
is the pickup artists.
Oh, he's a Puya. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't catch that.
Booyah. Yeah.
Well, I think he would look quite fetching as a Jesse the Body Ventura type.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, totally.
Bandana, wraparound glasses, feather boa.
I do think if you're like really
Working, he needed to work out though. Get some guns.
get
That
some
probably would've
guns,
helped him.
that helps.
At least the left arm.
Yeah, what did you do, Adam? You're a weird looking guy.
I got jacked. The rest is history.
How tall are you, Adam?
6'4".
That's what I figured. Tall, slender white dudes. People love girls like
Slender?
that shit. Yeah, look at your face. You're slender.
Well, I was very skinny for a lot of my life though, and
There you
women
go.
don't really like that. It turns out, but
I never heard that.
I do.
Is that true?
What's up?
Is that true? Women don't like a skinny face.
No, not skinny face, skinny body. William saw me when I was my previous form.
What's funny is you have lower self-esteem than the Elephant Man.
True.
That is funny.
You know?
Well, I was kind of an elephant man sort of person in middle school. I felt like an elephant man, so I think that's kind of.
I think we all did, and that's why this movie is so gripping.
Yeah.
See, Adam, you needed a couple of big gals to treat you right.
Yeah.
Make you
Yeah,
you
you're
food,
right,
make
dude.
you lasagna, fatten you up. Adam.
Exactly.
I understand that
I get it.
because when you're young, you think like, if I go out with that girl, that means I am, that means I'm at that level and I can't get a better girl, right? Like that, people will judge me based on the girl I'm with, but really, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what was going on.
But when you're a virgin, incel, loser type, you don't know.
Yes.
You don't understand.
Yes, exactly.
The classic putting a pussy on a pedestal argument.
Mm-hmm.
Pussy on a pedestal. That's what a lot of 13-year-olds are doing, I think. And
The
They need to
pussy
have somebody
belongs
talk
in
to
the
them.
gutter. A pussy just needs a little sewage water,
yeah.
Put a cigarette out in that.
Gonna shit in her pussy or something? Or
This is,
That's what I'm talking. Exactly.
I
do you have to?
I read you.
Do you have to do that?
think that's how you get pink eye.
I don't shit in the gutter, but I like your style.
Is it? Yeah, Mike. Is that what happened to you?
It could be. It could very well be.
Yeah. What are them gutter pussies?
That would be cool if, like, you know, the elephant. They're like, the Elephant Man story was like, he shit, and Elvin shit the mother's pussy.
It made a baby. Made a horrible baby.
Oh man, it's a good name because, you know, they had dog boys, they had all sorts of freaks back then.
Yeah, Elephant Man is better than better name than I don't know. Dog Boy is pretty. I'd like to see Dog Boy.
You never seen a dog boy? Chi-Chi the dog boy? He has a hairy face. It happens to a lot of guys. There's like a lot of these freaks. It's a common
I would
breed.
like to have fur. I've always wished I had fur and a tail.
Tails do happen. Have you ever seen the Lobster Boy and the Lobster Family?
No, but I lived in I lived in a apartment
You lived in Florida.
LA. That's true. Actually, there's a town in Florida that is a retirement town for like circus freaks called Gibson.
Yeah.
But I lived in an apartment in LA, and one of my neighbors had like a lobster claw hand. Let me see this.
Was that
basically
him?
This guy has his hand has two thumbs.
It was like that.
He just has double thumb action, and then his legs are all messed up. Now his whole family and kids.
He does look like a lobster.
Ended up like this. There's some great freaks out there. Elephant Man is an unusual style.
It's always tough when that freaks have
He was the greatest
like
freak of them all.
wife and family, and if you were having trouble doing that, you'd be like, "What the fuck? That lobster?"
Well,
man
that's why Freddie is it Freddie Jones, the freak pimp. His pimp hand is so strong. He has his cane and he beats the freak, and, you know, and he gets all the money. Like he's pimping this freak. It was like the Elephant Man's like a whore.
Yeah,
Sure.
he's like turn around for the people.
Yeah.
Treasure.
My freak, my treasure.
Yeah, I love that.
My treasure. I mean, to be honest, so yeah, like this movie is about like class and shit, like a high society and low society and stuff.
But the low society is bad.
Yeah, low society, everybody's like a complete asshole, like idiot, like they're disgusting,
Illiterate,
dirty,
stupid, which they are.
But that's not very
Look,
woke.
We're liberals here.
Not very
Okay?
woke.
America's
So
different.
what,
We weren't like
high-class people.
we weren't like Victorian England. Now they did have one very angry rich guy who was on the hospital board who was like, "We can't have this freak here.
Right.
This is
Okay,
an
they had that guy.
abomination."
There was no
And then
poor person who was like into him, except for the other freaks, I guess.
the little kid
And the
was
boy,
nice.
yeah, the boy. But
He was
Then
not
the
nice at the start. I mean,
the
he
princess
became
came.
nice.
The princess came and she was like, the Queen of England likes the Elephant Man and would love for him to stay at the hospital.
yes.
Gotta keep him. Now,
This is like Queen propaganda shit, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
well,
fuck her. Fuck the Queen.
I don't like the Queen either. I agree with you.
what do you want? The Elephant Man to work in a factory?
A workhouse like he did, apparently.
Yeah, like, you think working
I
class
mean,
people
good
are...
for the Elephant Man, but what are we? This movie's trying to get us to like the Queen.
Which
what's
queen?
it doing?
What I want to know is which queen was it?
Oh, true.
Is this the Victorian era?
Yeah,
Wouldn't it be Queen Victoria?
if you say so.
No, I didn't know. You, for a guy who does meth, you really know a lot about the royal family. Just kidding.
Do a lot of studying. I'm not a guy who does meth.
I know you shouldn't. I know you're not. I'm kidding,
thank
of course.
you. Appreciate
You
that.
don't do.
What do you think he's
just
doing all
did it
night? He's
a
reading
week.
books.
Yes,
He's reading
yes.
books.
The only time I can read is when I'm on drugs.
Yeah, I have to. I hear you. Hey,
I don't know. Mike's just a working class guy. You don't need to shit on him, Adam. Adam's such a bourgeois communist.
Yeah, I'm a little high society. That's all. But the
when the revolution comes, your big neck will be the first one I slice.
Kill me first, please. But what the Elephant Man's pimp, he was like
freak pimp.
He because like when the Elephant Man is gone, that guy's life is completely ruined,
Yeah,
and
well,
he's like
he
completely
beat the
destitute and
Elephant
shit.
Man within an inch
Well,
of his life
oh,
with a
hey,
cane.
nobody's perfect. You know what
And
I'm saying?
he gets to blame all his problems on the Elephant Man. He puts it all on him, like, oh,
But it's the only thing keeping him out of like complete destitution.
Well, he could get a job.
No, no, no,
This
no.
is the
So
problem with pimps. They
No,
never
you
want to
gotta.
work.
They got all these H-1Bs and stuff. You can't.
They didn't have that back then. Now, the Elephant Man owner, I mean, this
All
is
right, all right.
slavery. This is slavery, what we're talking about, what he's doing. He
Yeah,
wanted
I
to
guess.
own the Elephant Man.
Just trying to see it from his side.
Give me back my man. That's like the best scene in the movie. When he comes to the hospital, he's like, give me back my man.
Yeah,
Don't. And then they're like, get out of here.
dude.
Get the fuck out. Now, there is an enterprising young entrepreneur, a hustler who works at the hospital, who decides to sell tickets to drunks to come to the hospital at night to see the Elephant Man. And this is the kind of hustle grind I appreciate. You know, all these rich, famous people are meeting the Elephant Man. Well, this guy goes to like the bar. What's it called? Like the Pussycat or something? Like he goes to this bar and he sells tickets for a coin, and then these drunk, disgusting people come to the Elephant Man's room, look through the window, and I love this like this little British guy who's like so hammered, and he has his arm around two hookers, and he's just like,
Yeah,
and he's like laughing, looking at the Elephant Man. The Elephant Man's like, oh, I'm scared, and then he just starts like licking and like tonguing the girls, like back and
yeah,
forth. And then later on, after they like they pour a liquor on the Elephant Man's head and they like smash everything in his house and they're like kicking everything and they're grabbing him and making like singing songs and going in circles and they just like the guy's like, "Hey, you go, buy yourself something sweet," and gives him a coin. Oh, he also shows him his reflection in a mirror and he starts crying. But when they leave, this whole group of people, they're walking back and then that drunk guy just like falls down on his face. It's so funny. He just like falls on his face. Now,
good stuff.
I I respect this because look, people want to see freaks, okay?
Yeah,
And we can't have a prohibition on freaks. Let me see the freaks. Show us the freaks.
sure. Yeah, okay.
And hopefully they get a little money and they can buy themselves something sweet. Now, what I want to know is what did the Elephant Man like to eat as far as the candy go? Chocolate, taffy, you
Mm,
know,
yeah,
Malabar,
a nice little lollipop.
popcorn, you know. What
maybe
was he eating?
a milkshake or something.
You're just describing
Oh,
things that you
a
like, Mike.
milkshake.
Tea. He drank tea.
This is a gentleman. He doesn't even eat sweets, probably. He's too much of a gentleman.
Oh, I used a coin in a Japanese vending machine for a girl's panties. Oh. He's just like
Yes,
rubbing
he's a
he's just
gentleman,
rubbing the underwear.
dude. Yeah, he's not a very horny man. You'd think he would be hornier in the movie.
I bet when that lady in real life, when that nurse walked in his room and screamed, I bet he was jacking off
Yeah.
Probably.
and just like, ah.
I remember reading a story about a guy who like got in trouble like because he was he had originally tried to kill himself by shooting himself in the face with a shotgun, but he didn't die. But he had this like crazy face
Crazy
afterwards.
face.
And but he got in trouble in his apartment building because he was sitting in the doorway with the door open, jacking off. But imagine if you were just like carrying your groceries home and you're walking by at your neighbor's apartment and you looked in and it was not only a guy jerking off, but a guy who had a shotgun blown face. You know what I'm
I
saying?
I seen a very similar thing when I lived in Hayward. There was this
Yeah,
lady.
this is normal shit.
Yeah, yeah. There was this lady that had a face
Mr. Hero of the working class. I guess you
like a
never lived in a real neighborhood.
yeah, like a donut. Like someone shot her in the middle of the face. Like it was. I swear to God, you could barely see her little eyes, and then her face was all sucked in. But
Oh yeah, dude.
what was fucked up is she would dress hella sexy, and she had like not
Yeah.
she had nice
Ooh, hell
legs.
yeah.
So you see her
Yeah.
legs, then you see her body, and then you see, oh my God, what the fuck
Oh
happened
my
up
God.
there?
Would you fuck her hole, her face hole?
No, no,
Come
no.
on, for the goof, for the
it was
goof,
bad. It was really. I don't even.
for the
I
goof.
honestly, I don't even know if it was a hole. I don't even know what the fuck was going on with her
Probably a
face.
whore, and her pimp shot her in the face, or a John
That's what it looked like. Yes.
cut her up like Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I remember one time I came home to my apartment in San Francisco, and these
Oh boy.
6 a.m. These two people, a boy and a girl, looked very nervous looking at me, and I didn't understand why. And then I walked in, and then I turned around, and I saw there was this guy in the street jerking off, just staring. I'm like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it, huh? Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Hell
come
yeah.
on.
Hell
What are you gonna
yeah.
do about it? You gotta watch me jerk off. And I was like, oh my God.
And you
I
did.
got it. I gotta go to bed. It was like 6 a.m. I'd been up all night doing drugs, playing
But you just
Resident Evil
sat,
4.
but you sat and you waited until he finished. Of
I was like,
course.
oh, I'm glad I'm inside and I'm not those two people stuck on the doorstep looking at that.
Why did they just keep walking or something?
I think,
He had them cornered with his cock. Like you
yeah,
fucking if you move, I'll get you.
I would love like a Mexican standoff of three of those guys jerking off.
Oh yeah.
Guy with no face.
Tuco. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like good, the bad, and the ugly.
Shotgun guy, donut hole lady.
Elephant Man
Yeah, the elephant man.
looking back
Who
and
comes
forth.
first?
The Elephant Man. Now this. No one owns this character. We got to get this guy in more movies.
Kind of a Sherlock Holmes, like copyright, no copyright thing, huh?
Yeah, or like the Popeye movie where he's a serial killer.
Yeah, totally.
I want to see the Elephant Man wreak havoc. I want to see him get a little revenge, or maybe like a ghost in a hospital. It's like, oh shit, the Elephant Man jerked off in this room. You better watch out.
The
I think
elephant man should have been fucking. Why can't the freaks marry or like, find love with each other?
he's too freakish. Who's gonna
Other freaks didn't like him?
what the tattooed woman is gonna want him or something? Or the Chinese lady?
I mean, the Chinese, come on, dude. Aren't they basically the same thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the freaks.
Chinese. I saw a chubby Chinese kid in a Christmas sweater.
No, no way. There's no chubby Chinese people.
No, I saw a very chubby. He was very cute, but he was, I
Okay,
mean,
okay.
like for like a 10-year-old kid, but he was like a chubby. I think he was from, because it was like a touristy area and everybody's from China. But I just recently saw a chubby Chinese kid in it looked like a handmade Christmas tree sweater. And I was like, look at this guy. So
Did you
that's
fuck
my,
him?
Yeah, did you follow him and get his
yeah,
number or
yeah, I
Did
did.
you rape? Did you just pull his pants down,
I didn't
hold him
rape.
down,
It was
and
consensual.
go, let me taste that fortune cookie, you gook piece of shit.
I've just been holding. Sorry, I so that happened yesterday, and I've just been holding that in my brain. This image of this chubby Chinese kid. So I know that wasn't the best story, but I just had to. My brain had to get it out. I'm glad I did.
we'll take
It
it.
was Adam. It
Thanks,
wasn't
man.
the best story. It was quite simply the finest story I've ever heard.
Thank you, sir.
This gentleman.
You are a gentleman.
Oh,
Oh,
We should be more gentlemen.
a comb for my little hair.
that dressing case is badass though. I wish I had one of those.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's pretty
Oh,
baller.
his little suit, and he's like walking
That's some
around.
GQ shit, bro.
Totally, totally.
We all should be a little. We should take a cue from the Elephant Man and be a little more gentlemanly.
You know what I should do to you is put you in a fucking monkey cage in France or Belgium or where the fuck he was.
I do not want to be next to a baboon. I'd rather be next to some lots of monkeys besides baboons.
The
So
pink
Adam
dude
in the
was kind
cage
of
would be like, I'm guys, I'm not an animal. I'm a human. Guys,
yeah, yeah.
guys.
The Elephant Man's
Yeah,
pimp was pretty worldly, right? I mean, he goes all over Europe. He speaks French. I mean, I thought that was impressive.
maybe he
He's
needed
slick.
some. You know, the thing about this shit is like
Remember
he
when he
needed some.
felt?
He
Hold
needed
on.
high
Remember?
society to like. He needed somebody from high society to rescue him, but he
Yeah,
wasn't freakish
he was
enough. That
vulgar.
was one of the dregs, but he wasn't the
Hold
guy with the
on.
Elephant Man,
Hold
but he wasn't
on.
enough of a freak for high
Shut your
society to be
mouth,
like, oh,
sir.
let's, you know what I'm
Shut
saying?
your mouth. Let
I
me tell
made
you
my
something.
point.
He had his chance. He met Sir John Gielgud. He met Anthony Hopkins. Now, was he nice to them? No. He pissed them off.
He wasn't a gentleman.
They could have. John Gielgud would have been, put him to bed. Give him some oatmeal. We must take care of this guy. Bites.
Grown men need to be taken care of more. Grown men that don't have any real actual problems with themselves. They just need to be kind of taken in more and nursed.
You're
Like
the married
me.
one, bro. Yeah.
Me. Yeah, I'm talking about myself. So,
You need to be domesticated.
yeah. I
Domesticated.
need to be free. I'm wild and free, bros. That's
You
me.
like what? Just running around jerking off
Yeah. I want to be that
in
guy in
a,
San
in
Francisco
a
that you saw.
SRO. You can do in San Francisco. You can be free, and everywhere you go, there's a guy worse off than the Elephant Man.
True.
Jacking
Now,
off is probably the middle of the road of awful things that you can see.
yeah, now we're all like most Americans are like the Elephant Man now. That's how bad things have gotten.
Hmm. Well,
Man.
they could if more Americans could recite the Bible by themselves, that would be very impressive.
That's true. That's true. I liked that little religious moment with that little religious shot of like the overhead lighting and stuff when he did
What
that.
about what about at the end of the movie? They take him to a little play.
Cats.
It's basically the worst play that's ever been put on in the history of theater.
It kind of looked like Wizard of Oz, but I don't know what it was supposed to be.
Nutcracker, maybe? It looked like the play from Royal Tenenbaums that Royal Tenenbaum made fun of. And Gwyneth
Oh,
Paltrow was like
yeah.
sad. It looked
Bunch
like
of
they,
kids.
This is a bunch of kids. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
it looked like complete
Char-
trash.
Characters
And
weren't believable.
the audience, in that scene, there's like 500 people in the audience wearing black tie outfits. And I was like, those extras, that looked like it costs more money than the play. The play is just like a bird on a stick and like a guy in a frog hat dancing around and a lady on a string.
Yeah.
It's like, and the Elephant Man's like, oh, this is lovely. Oh, I've never seen such wonderfulness.
That'd have
Oh,
been cool if somebody like you was sitting next to him being like, boring, like this fucking stupid.
you're a fucking idiot.
Me?
And then Anthony Hopkins is like,
Sorry.
Anthony
You're
Hopkins
talking
is
to me.
like,
It's like, what the
how dare,
fuck?
how dare you? There's more human decency in that Elephant Man's giant skull than your entire body. And I'm like, yeah, I
Yes.
don't care, man. This place sucks.
Yeah. I'm gonna go play
You
video
know.
games. Yeah.
I'm gonna go play Ninja Gaiden 2 Black.
Why's it gotta
Okay,
be black?
for PS5 because this play sucks a fat one. That night
Yeah.
afterwards, Elephant Man, he decides to be like the little boy of the picture he drew, and he just wants to sleep like a normal person. He lays down on his pillow. His giant head is so heavy, it breaks his neck. He dies, and he goes to heaven where he meets his mother, and it's kind of like Eraserhead's ending. Overall, very cool. I mean, the Elephant Man. I gotta admit, I may sound like a mean guy. I cried twice watching this movie. I was so moved by the performance.
What parts?
When they wouldn't give the Elephant Man owners Elephant Man back, I was crying for the Elephant Man owner.
Yeah.
And then when the guy got fired for having personal freak shows at the hospital, and the old lady hit him on the head with a sack, I started crying.
He got fired from his job where he like makes a fire all day. He's just feeding the stove or something. I thought
That's
that was
important. That's an
pretty
important
cool
job.
job for that guy.
Yeah, that's cool.
The fire tender.
Yeah, so this is quite a sweet. This is a sweet ass movie, dude.
no weak points really. It's just good all the way through.
I wanna I wanna kiss the elephant man on the cheek. I wanna suck his dick. I wanna eat his ass.
I bet you if he had just gone gay, he definitely would have gotten a lot of sex.
Oh yeah, gay guys, they'll fuck anything.
Just
You
let a
kidding?
guy let a guy blow you.
This is what I'm saying. It's like gay guys have it so much better than straight. This is how hard it is to be a straight guy versus a gay guy. If you were a fucking elephant man, you'd be having like you'd be
Or
West Hollywood, like in a thought, like just like loving life. But
what if
because
you
he's
could live
straight,
like a gay
he
man,
sucks
Adam,
dick.
but all the women were 500 pounds?
But they all wanted to fuck. You're saying?
No, they just blow you.
But they're as horny as other gay men.
Hornier.
Hornier than gay men.
It's
What
pretty
if
horny.
Hornier.
what do you
For
what
real.
question?
Yeah,
This could have been your life. This could have been your life, but you blew it.
I fucked up and I married my wife. Okay.
Oh my god.
I could have fucking been fucking horny. These hypothetical horny, extremely obese women.
Latinas.
Oh, Latinas.
California natives.
Órale.
Yeah, Odole.
Orale.
This could have been your life, but you're a Christian man. You're like Anthony Hopkins. You have a
I'm a
nice
gentleman.
mantle. You have family photos.
Yeah.
You notice they're like, oh, is this a photo of your children? They're like, yeah, we have kids. They're not here. Don't ask about it, creep.
They're at their friend's house. And he's like, "Oh, I'm a loser." That kind of thing.
Hmm.
The kids won't they will freak out if they see me because they're just children.
Hopefully he's an imbecile. Hopefully he's surely retarded.
Yeah. I wish I
But
would.
no,
Would you guys rather look like the Elephant Man or be retarded?
Be retarded.
Or
look
sorry.
like the Elephant Man.
Yeah, that's the question.
Because
I think
here's the thing, I was
I'd
jealous
rather-
of the Elephant Man because I'm like, he's got a nice little room. He doesn't have to pay rent. He's just living it up, meeting
That's
the
true.
queen.
But this is
You
before
know?
TV, before video games. What do you do?
He's
in
got a
that
beautiful paper model cathedral he's building.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
He's just
You
jerking
can read
off.
his one book.
Yeah, he's jerking off. He's drawing pictures and jerking off to them.
And to be dead at like 24 or whatever he died. I mean, that's
That sounds cool.
all killer, no filler.
Hey, imagine
A rock star, a legend in his own time, like Tom Green.
if all you had to do was to kill yourself was to lay down and go to sleep. I feel like I would last like a week before willingly doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Are you a danger to yourself or others, Adam?
If it was that easy to kill myself, I could see being like, oh, you're just being like, oh, today's fucking sucked. This is annoying. Work was annoying today. I think I'm just going to lay down and kill myself.
Never go to work again.
Oh, man. Doesn't that sound awesome?
Yeah.
It would be
You get
cool
to
if you
go
like
through
went to
space and see
sleep.
your mom. Oh,
It'd
sorry.
be cool if yeah, oh,
That would work for me. That would work for me. That is perfect.
Jesus Christ.
Don't worry. That's
why is
perfect.
Adam mean Adam?
But I'm talking about the movie. Talking about the movie, of course, not real life, which is
We're all a little bit of an elephant man.
yeah. I
That's
got
the-
elephant
that's the
man
message.
of the brain.
Some more than others, some more than others.
Yeah,
But hey, some people we can't all be Adam Bowers, 6'4",
true.
thin face.
Ooh, this
190
thin ass
pounds.
face. I'm probably more like 175.
Jesus.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm a skinny man. I'm a little tall drink of water, a little string bean. You know what I'm saying?
I guess for you the choice is kind of like simple.
What?
You've
So-
made your choice. You kind of, be retarded or,
The choice has been made.
you could be smart.
I would love. I wish I was smart. What are you talking? What do you mean? I could?
You could be smart.
How so?
You just got to come over to my house, keep the lights off.
Give me the secret to being smart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, no tricks, right?
No, this is 100% legit.
Oh my god. I
I
mean,
really want
look,
to be smart, so
now as far as David Lynch movies go, this is a little different, but the Straight Story is very sentimental, and then like Eraserhead, he's like a man child. So it's like you said, dreams, nightmares. It's like a David Lynch movie. It's got cool sound.
yeah, no, it's got a lot of a lot of that good stuff. Also, the circus, it's got like the music has like a weird circusy vibe, like
Yeah.
freaky circus.
Yeah.
And you gotta
Carnival.
love that
Yeah,
carnival
it's kind of
stuff.
like Batman Returns.
Spooky circus. Hey, if you guys could be the owner of one freak, who would you pick? Besides the Elephant Man, of course.
Besides you,
Come on.
Hmm.
and exploit you on a
This is I'm
podcast.
serious. This is a serious question. Yeah,
Probably
you're exploiting me. That's what you think. You're the one getting exploited, buddy. That's what you're gonna find out later.
Would it be weird if I wanted the world's tiniest woman?
it's like
I
an
think people
Indian.
might have questions.
It's an
Am I
Indian
gonna
chick.
get are a bunch of college kids gonna attack me and trick me and
Maybe.
assault me
Hmm.
because I'm a sexual predator?
Yeah, if you pick a lady, I guess people are gonna. That's a good answer, honestly, to pick a lady. But if you wanted to be their, master and stuff,
Do you think a
but
hand job from Lobster Boy would feel good? Because it's like if you're gonna
Uh,
own a freak, you fuck the freak. I mean, this is
yeah,
the
you
whole.
gotta fuck the freak. That was
That's
part
what
You
of
got to
it.
that's
try
what I
out
was
the
gonna.
goods.
Yeah. I was gonna go with tattooed woman. The
What,
tattooed woman.
Tattooed woman is good.
Yeah.
what if the Elephant Man was like, he's like Anthony Hopkins like, I must meet the Elephant Man, and then he goes to meet him, and he's like, okay, I know the routine, and he just like bends over and gets on all fours, and his acid hole is just like completely like obliterated and fucked
Good
out,
Lord. What?
prolapsing.
Why do you have to? No, stop. Why do you have to make it so graphic?
And Anthony Hopkins is like weeping while he's just humping him.
His
It's like,
butthole
oh
doesn't have to
God,
be blown out.
and then
For the
like
bit to work, his butthole does not have to be blown out. Just want to point
Sir
that out.
John Gielgud does it too. He's like, we're keeping him here.
Oh yeah, he takes him back to like the medical thing, and all the other scientists fuck the Elephant Man.
Oh, quite interesting. Lips. They tickle my scrotum as I
Yeah,
slide in and out.
the Elephant
Hmm.
Man's just like,
Look at the semen dribble down off his bulbous head. They're southern.
just a little alternative edit for the movie.
Give me back my man.
Yeah, because the guy's just like super horny. He has blue balls.
He like fucks the princess.
Yeah,
Would love that shit, dude. That Elephant Man triple X parody with really bad makeup and like
yeah,
terrible
that
porn
sounds fun.
acting, shot in like they can't even get the set right. It's like a Western bar. It's just like so half-assed. It's like a guy, it's like a valley dude with like a ponytail, like, hey, I'm really nervous.
I'm the Elephant Man.
And there's like a blonde woman with like tan lines, like giant cans, like,
Nice.
I'm the princess.
Mike's getting in. Mike's getting into the store. Like, yeah,
Big cans. Nice.
Big cat.
hell yeah.
Big,
Oh,
hard, fake,
oh,
fake tits.
I
Fake.
love it.
Some elephant
Oh my
titties. You
god,
know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
it. I love it.
MILF.
What about the elephant woman?
And the nurse has sex with them and she has like tattoos and a big blown out asshole stretched.
Will you stop it? Stop.
Prolapsed anus.
Yeah. And she's like, look, I'm just like you. Their little
Oh, I
prolapses
see. I see.
touch like Sistine Chapel.
God and Adam.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's you.
that's me, baby.
You're Adam.
God.
You did your Eve,
Yeah.
the robot from Wall-E. Wall-E's kind of like Elephant Man, right? He's a man-child incel. The incel, people love an incel guy, don't they? They're just like Forrest. Isn't Elephant Man kind of like Forrest Gump? Like, Oh, he's gonna meet a bunch of rich, famous people. Oh, you're so stupid. Isn't that great? Guy, I met the dumbest fucking idiot in the world. And he lives like a moron, and he has
That's
terrible
what I'm saying.
stories.
The people who are really stupid or really deformed, their lives are ultimately better than people who are just like regular stupid. They're just regularly ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Remember that guy you were mad about because he was in a wheelchair and his wife was hot?
Me?
Yeah, you're like, look at this fucking guy, piece of shit. His
I don't
Is
wife,
that
remember that, but it
is
does. It
this
his
true
sounds
about
wife,
right.
him?
his wife works out all the time. Mm.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That was an annoying couple. That's like an Instagram couple.
See, I could see a chick like that with the Elephant Man. Like Charles Manson. Remember he had that chick
But
who
she
like
was,
wanted to
I feel
marry
like,
him and
yeah, she'd just be
exploit
like
him.
using him. Yeah, she was
Yeah,
exploited.
that's what I'm saying.
That hot lady with the wheelchair husband. That hot lady's the freak pimp.
And then like there's all these like money grubbing chicks hanging out at the hospital, and Anthony Hopkins is all mad. He's like,
Yeah.
"You're just using him. They don't love you, Elephant Man." He's like, "Oh,
I don't
It's like,
care.
shut up, bitch.
let me
Anthony Hopkins.
Copperfield."
Yeah. I'm trying
Hey,
to guess some.
I wish the Elephant Man dealt with these transactional things. Unfortunately, it tells a nice, sweet story. This movie was nominated for 8 Academy Awards and won 0.
What?
But
Not even for makeup?
that award didn't exist. But that
Oh,
award
about
was
to say.
created the next year.
Oh, of course.
They
And
always
I
do
think
that
American
shit.
Werewolf in London won. John Hurt, he didn't win Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor or whatever because he said his face was covered, and a lot of actors didn't want to do the movie, but he really liked it. He would do makeup like in his stories. He's like, I did makeup 12 hours a day, 20 hours a day. Like it's like so. It's like okay, there's no way you're doing makeup 12 hours, but maybe. And then
That's Grinch
he
level.
he would work every other day.
Mm. That's not bad.
I can't
12 hours.
imagine
That's insane though.
sitting there for 12 hours and then you got to go to work.
I don't think that can't be true.
And perform. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then they get faster as they go along too in
Didn't
the
they say that
process.
the Harkonnens, Baron Harkonnen's makeup was like 8 hours?
Well, Jim Carrey and the Grinch, that was like a really long, painstaking process, apparently, where he
Now, this is what they do. They say this, they go like, it was a 12-hour makeup thing. But if you watch these movies like The Grinch, The Elephant Man, Frankenstein with De Niro, like they'll have like a
Ugh.
full body sequence where you see them fully make-upped. But then there's a lot of sequences where they're just like wearing a jacket and their head is visible. So it's like they
Sure,
have
sure,
cheats where they do like just the head
sure.
and the
But Jim
fingers.
Carrey had to undergo like torture training from like Navy SEALs to like deal with like the I don't think it was just the applying the makeup process. I think it was also like performing in it because it was like painful.
You poor imbecile. You believe this?
That's what I heard.
Navy SEALs?
Yeah.
With Jesse the Body Ventura,
Woo! That's
Chris
pretty
Kyle.
You're
intense.
saying I'm fucking stupid and it's wrong, but that's what it is. That's what he said. Calling Jim Carrey a liar.
I need to see this interview.
Yeah, that's like 5 hours. Like Navy SEALs like have to stay up all night, like sleep deprivation.
No thanks.
It's very hard to be a Navy SEAL.
It's
Most
basically
Navy
like being in the
SEAL,
Grinch.
most like Army Rangers can't do it or whatever.
Sounds like having a
Or
newborn. You know what I'm saying? I've done it twice.
did you? You didn't even give birth.
Oh yeah, my wife did it. My wife is basically like a Navy SEAL. But I'm the guy who wakes up the next day and is like, "Hey, do you need any help?"
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, you know, they kind of have to. They are kind of the ones that have to wake up because they have to breastfeed and stuff. So at the beginning, it is kind of mostly them. But
it would be
I
cool
was
if
up.
Dennis
I was up.
Hopper from Blue Velvet showed up and he was like, "Shut up, bitch!" and he like slapped the Elephant Man and humped him. Hmm?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Daddy
About it.
wants to fuck.
Yeah, Daddy was. I was trying to think of.
I think the
Yeah.
Elephant Man should have been in more David Lynch movies. I would have loved to see him in Lost Highway.
Mm.
You know, Robert Blake.
Can you imagine? Let's do the ratings.
I mean, look, David Lynch is dead. I got to give it 5 stars. R.I.P. David Lynch, you're one of our great filmmakers. I cried twice watching this movie. I feel bad for the Elephant Man. I don't feel bad for the Elephant Man's owner. I feel bad for the Elephant Man. And it's
What are you
just,
doing with your mic?
it's fake. It's not real. It's makeup. I'm watching John Hurt. I'm like, I feel bad for him. Why? Am I an Elephant Man inside? Yeah.
Yeah, you recognize yourself in him.
I'm just as bad as the Elephant Man. I'm just as cool and ugly and stupid.
That's beautiful. I would give this movie a 4.5, I think. But because I think it's very effective at being like a very human and touching movie. And then I like all the David Lynch touches. I wish it was more like that throughout, but I understand it's like a studio movie. But that's kind of what holds it back for me.
The
Is like,
independent film not made by studio.
oh, really?
This is not a studio film. David Lynch's
Mel
first
Brooks.
studio film is Dune, baby.
Mel Brooks produced it.
Even though that's
It's not like
Dino
a
De Laurentiis.
Mel Brooks, but that's like a not, you know, there's like a lot of money in this movie. So it basically is a studio movie.
Is Dino De Laurentiis a real studio? I don't know. Did he ever make a studio movie? I don't know. Who cares? What is a
But it's
studio?
not like art film all the way through. It's kind of like traditional and shit.
It's a biopic, baby.
Biopic. Anyway, 4.5, I would say. You gotta give it up.
I also am going to go with 4.5. This movie's awesome. It made me very sad, but then made me happy. And then I can't think of any flaws to it, but 5 stars would be a perfect movie. This movie is very good, but not quite perfect.
Fair.
David Lynch has many perfect films. That's the thing. His movies go up to 6. If you listen to the Blue Velvet episode, technically a 6-star film.
Well,
yeah,
that's Lynchian of you to say.
Mm-hmm.
We got a special category for Lynch movies.
It's the first 6-star rating ever given on the show. Now, next week we're gonna do movies about the future, about police work. We got a whole bunch of great movies coming up. I'll give you a little hint. The next movie is about a futuristic judge who drives a motorcycle thing that has like
motorcycle. It's got huge shoulder pads.
You don't know the movie.
This is a little gift for
Armand
Elephant
Asante
Man
may
on the
be in
show.
it.
Fuck yeah.
Sylvester
yeah.
Stallone is possibly in it.
Rob Schneider.
The guy from Das Boot.
Max von Sydow.
No, the guy from Das Boot.
Jurgen. Oh yeah, the Jurgen Butthole.
He's so good in that too.
Diane Lane.
You're my favorite German actor. Jurgen Butthole.
They're the Twin Peaks actress, a Chinese lady.
I gotta watch. I really want to watch Twin Peaks. I just keep like.
It's not for you, man.
What?
It's not for you.
What are you talking about?
You're not Lynchian enough.
I watched it, but I
of you to
cannot
say,
remember
ironically.
a single moment from it.
I try to watch the first episode and it just, or I just like, I get sleepy.
You're not a David Lynch guy. It's okay. You know.
I like David Lynch movies. What are you talking about?
No, you don't.
Oh, you feel
Blue
protective.
Velvet,
I get it.
You gave Blue Velvet 3.5 stars.
I don't think so. That's not true.
And you said it was not very good.
I don't think that's true.
Have you seen Dune?
Yes.
David Lynch's Dune?
Yes.
What's your rating?
I know I don't remember, you idiot.
These are powerful questions. Next week, the director is not very well known. He's not very good, really. But it's not about the director. It's about the heart and soul of a judge, a jury, an executioner, a guy with a gun that has speaking.
This is all three in one guy? That's crazy.
Yeah.
You could speak to the gun and tell it to have commands. There's Siri in the gun.
Suck my dick.
Double whammy.
Then we might do some other cool futuristic movies. Maybe a movie about a computer virus criminal who escapes.
Okay.
And he DJs in a scene.
Okay, I'm listening.
And a black cop played by Denzel Washington has to stop him.
Will we be doing any Jean-Claude Van Damme movies?
I don't want to do that. That movie. I was watching that movie the other day. In Time Cop, there's a scene where they're like Washington D.C. and it's like they're in like Congress, like there's like 5 Congress members sitting at a table, and this like scientist walks in. He's like, "Okay, I need to tell you something. We now have time travel, okay? And what I'm asking for is $180 billion task force for federal time police." And this scene goes on so long. It's so crazy. I'm considering doing that movie. I was thinking of doing a movie about an island prison
Okay.
with only men allowed
Okay.
in different groups fighting each other on this island prison.
That's cool.
Do you know what the movie this is?
No, I don't know.
I don't know the title of it, but it's with Ray Liotta.
Yeah. That's a piece of garbage. Lots of good garbage movies
We
coming
need to
out.
watch some shitty movies.
There's lots of great futuristic cop movies. Future Justice.
Minority Report.
No, not that garbage. We don't
I thought
watch
it was
movies
good.
that are well directed. We watch 90s shit. Every movie we do should have a Sega CD game based on it.
Oh, that's a good rule.
You know?
Sewer Sharks.
Mm.
The Demolition Man Sega CD game is pretty tight.
That's
I
another
recommend.
future. That's a future cop movie,
It is.
but it sucks.
Dennis Leary's in it.
We've had a lot
Wesley
of fun
Snipes is
tonight.
good in it.
We've had a lot of fun tonight, but
The
it's time to go.
It's Adam's
I'm
bedtime.
trying to think of another futuristic movie. What am I thinking of?
Somebody kill me.
Man. There's lots
I
of
think
this
I
genre
know.
is the best genre. Future Justice.
Future justice is a cool concept. Not present justice, but
Let's all say
It's kind
goodbye.
of happening with like the how they check people's DNA through all these, background websites, 23andMe. I feel that's kind of like future cops going back and busting past crimes.
yeah, there is something weird that's happening that's like Minority Report-ish.
Yeah.
I've heard too. Can't remember what it is, but safe to say, it basically is Minority Report. I think it's safe to say.
Yeah.
Well, they don't even have to do Minority Report. They just entrap people and arrest them. That's what the FBI does.
Yeah, that's basically what we're talking about.
You know, they go like, "Hey, we're on a Discord.
Anyone
You
want to
guys-
blow up any buildings around here?
You guys want to
or-
join ISIS? All right, you're going to
Yeah.
prison."
Yeah.
Ahmed, the dead terrorist puppet.
That is so uncool.
It would be cool at the end of the Elephant Man movie. He was like, looked around, ready to go to sleep, and he just like unzipped the back of his head and like took a mask off and put it
that'd
down.
been
It was
awesome.
just like a normal
It was
British
Brad
guy.
Pitt.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt, dude, that would be crazy.
Yeah. Just a beautiful, famous actor.
You know, there's a play, The Elephant Man, and Bradley Cooper played the Elephant Man. And if you Google the images, like he's not wearing any makeup, and it's just Bradley Cooper like contorting his body like he's deformed.
They could do
Apparently,
that.
that's how they did it in the stage show.
They just contorted their body. They had no makeup, no elephant.
God damn it,
things.
Adam, we got to go to bed.
What if he had
It's all-
elephantitis? What if his elephantitis? Remember that guy who had like elephantitis of his balls?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
That's an elephant man.
Did
You
he
mean
have a lot
the
of
dad
cum?
from South Park?
Yeah, well, the real guy. The real
Yeah.
picture.
There's a bunch of Africans.
Yeah,
I've
that was a
seen 'em.
TV show. That's
Oh.
another modern day freak.
Yeah.
And
Those are
people
cu-
make themselves freaks, you know, forked tongues, forked
Oh yeah,
penises.
Ryan's friend. Forked penis sounds cool.
Would you do that?
A real forked penis?
Yeah, have you ever seen that?
No,
Oh no, we don't even. We don't.
let's
don't
not. I don't want to.
We can just skip over showing us that. I
You
can
ever
imagine. It's like the
Wanna-
lobster hands, only a penis.
Okay,
they call
I
it a
can
sugar
picture.
glider?
I'm guessing.
Oh, sugar gliders have forked penises. Oh my god.
He's-
I'm looking at animal penises that are forked.
This is a little off topic.
This is Elephant Man shit.
We're off track. We were just
Oh,
about to get out clean.
We're on the right track with the wrong train.
Yeah, totally.
check this shit out, guys. What do you think of that?
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
All right.
I mean, it looks kind of like it'd be cool to have, but I don't want to look at it. I'd like to have it, but I don't look at it.
Freaks are some of our greatest members of societies are freaks, and some of the worst people in our society are emotional freaks. Thank you, Donald Trump.
Boom.
You belong in a freak show yourself.
I wrapped it up.
You got wow. Getting political at the end here.
Just cram it in at the very end.
I would like to meet this freak, the head of the Health and Human Services.
Oh, yeah, he nominates the Elephant Man.
Oh,
All right, let's get out.
Oh, that's my RFK. Oh, well,
Dude, RFK's got a freak show voice. For sure.
Vaccines created the Elephant Man, and you know, uh,
Yeah, that does sound like him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Very good.
All right. Anything else, William, or are you done?
should we keep it going?
No, please no.
You can leave anytime.
All right.